Assalamu alaikum, adab, and welcome to Diwane-Zahra Ek Piyali Chai. Today we are being joined by the very beautiful and talented Farazeh Syed, a practicing visual artist who works with the female body and has been doing painting and art for the last 20 plus years. And she has been inspiring women all across the world, and especially in Pakistan, with her work. We are so very fortunate to have her here on this platform today and to talk to her about body positivity, diversity, and inclusion in Pakistan. Farazeh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Farazeh, your work especially has had such a profound effect on women, I believe, and it has such a huge role to play in what body positivity is in the art world. Um, what does body positivity mean to you personally and in your work?
Well, Zara, personally, at the most fundamental level, I think one has to really be comfortable with one's body and one's physicality. One has to be really from within. One has to be at peace with one's body and with how one looks. And that's easier said than done. It involves a lot of work because it's not just about hashtagging uh, body positivity. It's not just about a hashtag. It's about really working on yourself, because we are inundated with these constant, since we are born, since we are our childhood, we are being women, we are told what our bodies should be like, how we should carry our bodies, uh, how we should appear, to be so that we are attractive to men. So, I mean, there's so much of that piling up of social and cultural, values related to the body, that it's not really that easy to say, or to just say that, I it involves really looking at yourself and looking at what really matters in life, and what really matters to you as a human being, as an individual,
And
as a woman.
And how has this, this journey for you personally evolved into your art? Because there is a lot of, depiction of women of all sizes in your art. I mean, first it was, when you were working with Iqbal Hussain Saab, it was other women that you were drawing. And then now you do a lot of self-portraits as well. So how has that, journey been?
For me, I think the reason why I was attracted to Iqbal Saab's work was because his the women that he depicted were uh, real life women, and they were with all their emotional fallibility, with all their uh, weaknesses and strengths. And for me, that was a natural sort of direction to take, and I was drawn to his work and to his expression, because luckily, fortunately, having my grandmother to raise me, I was never given the conventional or made to go through the conventional upbringing. I was
Really? I
always.
mean, Malka Pukhraj was is a huge name. And she's a legendary ghazal and folk singer, and she had a very public life. And despite that, I mean, she raised you in such a way.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, for her, I was more of a boy than a girl, and she never sort of laid any kind of constraints as to what I could do and what I could not do. And there was never any sort of talk about or insinuation about how I should look. The focus was always on, what am I going to become? What are you going to be in life? And so luckily, so I wasn't inundated with that. But yes, one cannot avoid one's cultural, social environment. And from where I did get this, and it was a struggle for me also at a point, but not so much, because I was given so much surety and self-confidence by my grandmother that it didn't sort of affect me like that. But yes, one does get affected. And so my work, how it translated into my work was, when I was doing my master's at NCA, I was looking at Orientalism and colonial, history, and in that I started looking at the Orientalist art that was, made by the 19th century Western artists, and I realized that it was, uh, in the history of the image, actually, not only just the Orientalist art, but in the history of the image, especially Western art, the female body has always been sort of presented or portrayed as an object, as a passive object that is there for the male, for male pleasure and male sexuality, male sexual pleasure. So that I was already always painting women, but that is where I felt that there needs to be a different sort of uh, portrayal of women in art, and especially coming from a woman, female artist. I felt that was necessary, and I started working on portraying women who are from everyday life, who have all their weaknesses, who have all their strengths, who are actually individuals and not objects. And female or male is not really the point. The point is that they are individuals who are confident about their sexuality and their selfhood, and they own their physicality, their sexuality. Because sexuality, again, is a huge issue with us in our society.
Society.
I'm sure in other societies as well, as much as ours, where we are not allowed to own our sexuality. We are not allowed to face it, and we carry our whole body, and the female body is like a weight that we are carrying around our whole lives, something that we have to be ashamed of, something that we should not own, and we should not talk about. So so it's kind of related to being comfortable and being at peace with who you are and your body and your physicality and your sexuality.
And you have come very, very far in that, because not just have you been painting other women, but you have brought yourself into the narrative, which I think is very brave, because,
Yes, Zara,
how is
because
that for you?
uh, I felt that, I am the closest to the experiences that I have had, or the experiences that I have. Uh, those are the closest to me, the most intimate. And I do paint other women also, but mostly it is myself, because I'm a woman, I'm a female, I'm a woman living in this society, and having gone through all those experiences that a woman goes through. So I think, but at the end of the day, I will say that for me, it is not about who the woman is, whether it's me or whether it's someone else. It's just, it might be a very personal story that I'm narrating, a very personal, a very subjective story, but it has universal connotations, and it is for every woman. So the face doesn't really matter who the woman is, but yes, having myself does sort of provide me with material for expressing what I want to say, because because that's the most uh, you know uh, that's the closest experience I have.
And what are some of the themes that really, are like close to your heart when it comes to the female form and art? What are some of the themes that really move you, or that you feel that you want to talk about or paint more freely?
Themes,
Yes.
the same. It's the themes are I don't want to sort of pigeonhole my work to one aspect of it. There are many issues and aspects revolving around the female body. So it could be gender roles, it could be patriarchy, it could be sexuality. So all these themes are addressed through my work.
And now in COVID, are you working on, now that we're going through this whole pandemic and how it's changed our lives and how it's changed, the way we are interacting with each other, and how is that affecting your art?
Well, I'm working a lot. I have, I don't have any unnecessary pressures to go out or to do things. So I'm working a lot, and I'm sure the isolation and the being cut off from the world will in some way be coming into my work, but I'm not particularly focusing on you know I'm working on a solo show, so I mean my work is still the same, I think. But I'm sure that the whatever you are going through at a certain point in time, it does seep into your work. So I don't know what people, how it'll be interesting to see um, how people find my work to be once the show is ready and it's displayed. Having done this work during the COVID time,
Yes,
so yeah, so that'll, I think that's for people, but I'm not specifically focusing on that on
on
COVID
COVID
or yeah
as a theme, right?
yeah, I'm not.
And
I did do some work when I was in Manhattan.
hmm,
Of that. So I did do some drawings related to COVID and my experience in Manhattan and being there, stuck there all alone, and not being able to come back. But other than that, I haven't I mean, it's not my narrative does not talk about that. But if I'm sure in the subtleties of it, maybe it is because your emotional state does
get
seep
affected.
into your work. It does affect your work, and it does somewhere come into your work.
And you have a daughter, Nisa, and we have a lot of followers of all age groups, girls, young girls, and older women, men, and
Zara, Zara, just a moment. You, the video got stuck, so I didn't hear what you were saying.
I'm saying you have a daughter, Nisa, mashallah, and
Yes.
we have a lot of followers who are young girls and who are struggling with body image, especially now. And what message would you like to give to them? as somebody who works with the female form?
Well, I would like to say what I always say to my daughter. I mean, I've talked to my daughter about this
So, Farazeh, you have a lovely daughter, Nisa, and we have lots of young followers, young girls who are struggling with body image, who are struggling with their bodies, and who have so much pressure because of social media, these days, regarding their bodies, regarding themselves. What message would you like to give to them when it comes to the female body?
Well, I'd like to say what I've always said to my daughter. Since she was a child, I would tell her that, don't fall for this, for the what the media tells you. These are lies, and that is not how real life operates. And what is important is what you or who you are and what you are, as opposed to how you look or what you wear or what brands you wear or how you appear to other people. And so to the young girls, I'd say the same thing, that these are industries. These are the diet industry, the weight loss industry, the fashion industry. These are industries which are trying to sell their products to you. And there's a certain kind of an image that is promoted, and that image is not necessarily true or right for you. So you do not have to fall prey to that. And think about who you are and what you want to be, as opposed to how you appear and how you look. And these the diet industry, for instance, will always talk about weight loss, but they'll never talk about health. So just be a bit more aware, and try to see through it. And what matters is who you are, what you are.
Absolutely. I think building your strength as a person, as in your character, in your body, in your self-esteem, I think that's the most important thing that you can do for yourself. I think that's where true beauty lies. Beauty also
Absolutely.
lies in that strength, in you honing
Yeah.
your skills as a human being, and in your interests. And I hope that our young girls and our women of all ages, don't just fall prey to what life looks like on Instagram, because that's not
Yeah.
what real life is.
That's
Um,
actually uh, you know disadvantage and disfavor that social media has done, because people have become more and more um, you know obsessed with how they look, and as opposed to what they are doing in life. And this whole selfie culture, and this whole, there's such instant gratification in that. And in how many likes you got, I mean, it gives you a dopamine high, uh, the likes that you get, and the on your selfies, on your photographs that you post. So yeah, that's really, it's become even tougher, I think, to fight that.
Thank you so much, Farazeh, for coming today and talking to us. And we look forward
Thank
to
you.
your new work, and good luck for your exhibition. Inshallah, we know it's going to be as exciting and as as great as your previous work. And Keep working, keep making, and keep inspiring us with your work. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Zara. It was lovely.
Thank you. Khuda Hafiz.
Okay. Khuda Hafiz. Bye.
Bye.